This is Chapter 3, screencast number 6, and in this we will finish up the terrestrial biomes. Beginning now with woodland, shrubland areas. These are found on very limited areas such as the coast of Southern California, parts of Southern Australia, South Africa, and in the areas surrounding the Mediterranean Sea. So you can see that on this graphic over here. Here's our Southern California, South America, the Mediterranean, and South African. So these areas experience very hot, very dry summers and mild and rainy winters. They have a short growing season of about 2 months. That's not really what constrains them. It's the amount of precipitation in summer, which is limited, and the relatively low temperatures in winter are what limit the growth of plants in that area. So shrubland, you have some emergent vegetation. It's not grassy, it's shrubs. It's woody shrubs, but they're not nice, tall, towering trees, for example. Wildfires are common in this area, and the plants are adapted to both fire and drought. In some cases, even the plants need a fire to go through in order to germinate the seeds. The next biome to examine is temperate grassland, temperate meaning moderate, and grassland meaning that grasses grow but not really trees. And temperate grasslands have the lowest average annual precipitation of any temperate biome. And we're most familiar with those in the Great Plains of the United States. They also exist in South America, Central Asia, and Eastern Europe. They're also characterized by cold, harsh winters and then hot, dry summers, so the two extremes. And part of this reason is the moderation of temperature that we talked about that occurs in coastal biomes, but that moderation is not experienced in the inner parts of continents. So therefore they have winters that are very cold, summers that are very hot and dry. Oh, to go back to that, one reason that's important is that in the United States, a great deal of our food production, our agriculture, takes place on the Great Plains. And they were originally known maybe as prairies, and you had shortgrass prairies and tallgrass prairies. But in either case, there were still limited amounts of precipitation. And now that this area is used for agriculture, growing of crops requires additional irrigation, and that irrigation is coming from an underground water source known as an aquifer that was formed millions of years ago and does not get recharged. The rain falls and it doesn't get refilled. So as we withdraw water from that aquifer, we have less and less water available for the growing of plants, the agriculture, and eventually would reach a point where we would not have water that can be withdrawn anymore. Okay, the next terrestrial biome is a tropical rainforest. Tropical, so it's hot. Rainforest, so it's high in precipitation. So for most of these, you can pretty much guess from the name what would be characteristic of that biome. So in a tropical rainforest, the average annual temperature exceeds 20 degrees C. So basically, it's more than 70 degrees Fahrenheit, and there's frequent rainfall. And because it's tropical, these locations that where tropical rainforests occur are between 20 degrees north and 20 degrees south of the equator. So if you're looking at this graph, the equator actually runs right through here where those little green specks are, okay? So those are the areas that are going to be tropical. They're going to be the warmest. And as you probably already have heard, tropical rainforests are important because of the biodiversity that exists there. Quite high. Okay, getting toward the end here, we next have the tropical seasonal forest, or savanna. So it's tropical, so it's a warm temperature, and it's seasonal, so there are both wet and dry seasons. And one of the most well-known areas for this is the Serengeti, which is south of the Sahara in Africa. And this is where you have the zebras and the wildebeest that go on the Great Migration in one direction during the dry season where they go for water, and then they have to come back in the wet season before they drown in a deepening river, for example. And along the way you have things like your lions on the hunt and your giraffes also in this area. Let's see, soil is fertile, and it can be farmed because there are high decomposition rates because it is tropical. But there is a low amount of precipitation, so that's the main factor that constrains plants from using the soil nutrients that are released. So there are mainly grasses, but there are indeed scattered deciduous trees, as shown here, that the giraffes would feed off of. And so if a fire comes through or a drought comes through, the grasses can come back pretty quickly, and the scattered deciduous trees, it doesn't turn into a major forest fire because they are scattered, so some will survive, and those that don't will still, new deciduous trees will grow up in areas that were spared. Okay, next is the subtropical desert, and that's found a little higher up, 30 degrees north and south. So it's subtropical, it's still quite hot, but it's not quite as hot as the tropical areas. And it also these biomes tend to have dry conditions. That's why you see it's a desert. So one of the examples here is the Mojave Desert, which is in the western United States. Excuse me. Southern California. They have distinctive types of plants such as cacti and succulent plants that are well adapted to maintaining the water and not releasing it into the air. Let's see. I think that's about it for that one. Okay, I'm going to pause on this and move on to another topic, aquatic biomes.